Okay, so this video is inspired by another video called Don't Let the Old Man In. And it had me thinking, there's a, there's a lot of wisdom in those few little words. Don't let the old man in. So let's break that down. I'm going to think of it in the filter of my life, so through the prism of my perspective. And let's see ways that I can keep the old man from coming in. Now, if you don't know what that means, let me explain to you. Not letting the old man in, not letting the old man, so age, not becoming old and not letting age define you, through it be health, your lifestyle, your mindset, your relationships, the way other people treat you or judge you, all that. Age is just a number. You hear that all the time, right? It's true. There's a lot of misconceptions about different decades. 20s are meant for partying. 30s, you're supposed to be at the office working. 40s, you're supposed to be a family man and all this. I say screw that. Whoever wrote that crap was, you know, miserable, unhappy 50 years ago, trying to make sense of their own life, trying to structure out their life because they're unhappy. And misery loves company, so why not just make the whole world like that? Anyways, don't let the old man in. First of all, one thing that you're going to realize as you get older is your patience for bullshit really does drop. That is, it can be both a benefit, but it can also make you very isolated. I am over 40 years old now, and my patience for other people's bullshit, for younger people's bullshit, is I've never been so impatient. I've never had so little empathy and so little give a fucks about other young people and their bullshit. Like, don't come at me with your freaking emotional baggage or your freaking immature bullshit. Don't come at me with your HR freaking, you think you're better than me. But, like, if you're younger, like, just learn your place. The old man is not necessarily a negativity. There is, what's the word, prestige. There's wisdom. There's value. Perspective gained with old age. But that's not what that whole phrase is talking about, okay? Let's talk about the way that you live, okay? Most people think that as you get older that you should somehow just stop being adventurous. I say, screw that. I say, what you did in your 30s was all warm up for what your 40s should be. For example, my 30s was a mix of a hurricane of being homeless, of dealing with this, and I'm not going to say all my personal business, but to say that it was a nightmare. It was living hell while trying to get my degree, all to also that I could get to this point that I'm at in my 40s, all that I could get to the other side of the world for one last chance at life, for one last chance to see if I could salvage something of myself and see it, like, look, is there a point to any of this? Don't let the old man in. Now, an old man would just throw in the towel. It'd be so easy, and I feel it. I feel it. Even in my 40s, I could feel how easy it is just to go buy myself a cabin somewhere out in I don't know, Kentucky, right? Or just go to the Philippines with all the other old men, these 60-year-old guys, and just buy myself some luxury little condo and just pay for everything, right? But no, I refuse that. I will live my life with the same motivation, the same perseverance, the same insight or dedication, but I will add the insight and perspective and wisdom gained along the way. Another thing he talks about is don't let the old man in, is referring to your body. So how many of you look down at yourself and you see a beer gut, or you look down and you don't see any muscle? Don't let anybody tell you that that's okay. And don't let women tell you that they think that it's cute, because trust me, they don't. You should have a six pack. You should have a muscle. You should strive to be in shape, because if you're not, your girl or some other girl is going to be looking at the dude who does have the muscles. You need to be in shape. Don't let the old man in. Don't think that, oh, I'm old now, so I don't need to take care of myself. That is a lie. That is a cop out. That is an excuse for us to let ourselves go. I've been in all spectrums of being overweight, being underweight, being in shape. In my 20s, I was in shape. I was feeling good, felt like the king of the world, you know, in the sense of, muscles and all that crap. 30s, I let myself go. 40s, I let myself go in the part of I was starving myself. 40s, I'm in between. Now I don't know which way I'm going. But I do know this. I'm not going to let the old man in. I'm not going to just say, hey, you know what? It's okay to have a, what do they call it? Old man body. No. No matter what health problems you have, say you have a bad heart, say you have bad lungs, say you have uh, I don't know, mitochondria. Let's just say you have headaches, all right? Do your best. Do your best just to push yourself and go for a walk, do some yoga. And I've recently started doing that. Yesterday was the first day that I ever tried to actually sit down by myself and tried yoga. I put on some Nine Inch Nails out of all the music, sat there and I focused in on my breathing. Breathing in, I'd focus on that breath. I would focus in that second of holding it in and then breathing out. Focus on that. And then I also did some stretches. And it's interesting just to see, entropy. Entropy is decay. It's death, right? Our muscles entropy. Our life entropy. We are going through entropy. So if you don't use those muscles, if you don't use your body, you do lose it. And I can see that. Don't let the old man in. Another one is when it comes to relationships, okay? I don't know how many of you are in successful relationships. I don't know how many of you are single. I don't know how many of you are in married. But like, all right, I'm gonna break it down to 3 different examples for you. Okay, for all you guys in your 40s that are single, I know that it seems like don't let the old man approach would be like, look, if I want a girl, I'll just go pay for one. Just go to some country, pay for a girl. It's not hard to find a woman, right? That's the old man approach. Be better than that. That's how you get disease. That's how you sell your soul. Don't get on those apps. Don't get on all that crap. And you can say that don't let the young man in on that stuff. Like relationships are something you build like a house. It takes time, and you're never too old to try again, and you're never too old to to believe that hey, you deserve to be happy. You deserve a good woman. Okay, so that's for you single guys. For you guys that are in relationships that you're unhappy with, okay, let's say unmarried, you're in a relationship and you're going through some rough times. What does the old man do? The old man just gives up. He just lets the woman win. He just walks on eggshells. He would rather just be quiet and just let her have her way. That way it avoids confrontation. That way there's no arguing. That way you could just go back to reading your book or working on your garden or fixing your car or watching your favorite TV show. It's a lot easier to just let women walk over you than it is to constantly be battling them, because women, trust me, they have a lot more energy than you. Even though we typically, and you dislike this video as much as you want, but from a psychological standpoint, women base their decisions off emotions, where men base theirs off of logic. Of course, there's always going to be exceptions, but men don't have time for emotional baggage. We can't stand that crap. If you come at us with emotional baggage, with immaturity, if you can't be in control of your own emotions, we're either going to shut off to you or we're going to kick you out of our lives. Now, the old man approach would be just to put up with it. You're 50 years old, you're 45 years old, you're 35 years old, or whatever, and then you're thinking to yourself, well, no other girl's going to like me again. I'm too old to go through all that again. That's the old man speaking, okay? Get that out of your mind. Third example, married men. I don't have much. I can't give much advice on that particular situation, but I would imagine that both the advice I just gave and there's some overlap. But look, you only have one life. That is the most valuable currency that you'll ever have, which is time. Time is everything. It's finite. It's, you could have all the money in the world, and yet if you only have a little bit of time, what good is that money? You could have the coolest apartment in the world. You could have the coolest car. You could have 2 motorcycles. You could have 1,000 guns and gun collection. You could have every single book in the world. You could whatever. But if your time is limited, what's the point of it? So, if you are married, say you have a family, okay? I like this is something that I'm not going to give too much advice on just because I don't really know, but I would just say this. Live for yourself. Like you're no good to anybody if you're dead. You're no good to yourself. If your relationship, if your marriage turned toxic, you're no good to yourself, to your family. If you have kids, you're no good to them. You're no good to your wife. If you're dead of a heart attack or a stroke or a freaking suicide, you're just not like time. Don't let the old man in. Okay. Now let's talk about jobs. Jobs. Now this one I'm gonna go brutal on. Don't let the old man in. Our grandfathers taught us what? They taught us that you need to stick it through. Part of being a man is to persevere through the hard times. Part of being a man is, you get up at the crack of dawn, you go provide, you go to the job, you work all day, have the boss busting your ass, you're unhappy, but hey, he puts a check on the table, puts food on the table, right? You got to provide for the family. You got to be a man about it. You can't ever complain. You can't ever cry. You can't ever show your emotions. You can't ever let this world know that you're down. You can't. 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 That's what they taught us our whole damn lives. That we have to be just. We just gotta let life just beat us, and we just gotta take it. I say that's letting the old man in. I say that the older generation meant well, but they misunderstood that we are fighters. That I say fight back. I say if you have some 20-year-old HR piece of shit talking smack to you, well then put him in his place. I say if you have some, you know, some coworker who thinks that she's, a little, she's stepping out of line, don't be afraid to remind her, like, hey, you're a little kid. You're a little Barbie. Like, shut your damn mouth and let me do my job. Quit your job. Don't be afraid to quit your job. I guess I'm getting a little bit off track, but my point being is this: jobs don't define you. Careers, this whole thing about careers, I say, F that, okay? A career, that is social programming. It is. It's meant to trap you into what life expects of you. You are meant to what? To grow up, to pay taxes, to get married, to pump out a bunch of kids, and then to die. That is the cycle of what this world has programmed you to think. Repeat. Pay taxes, get a job that you hate, and a marriage that you hate, work in a job that you hate, pop out a bunch of kids that hate you, and you probably hate, and then you die. Welcome to life. I say, screw that. Don't let the old man in. If you hate a job, no matter how many years you've been there, quit it. Careers, don't look at jobs as careers. Look at life, everything is just chapters. Look at it as, hey, is this chapter working out for me? Am I happy? Am I miserable? Is this providing? Is this leading to anything? Is this job going to be able to, 5 years from now, will I be so burnt out that I'll just be a husk and there'll be no soul left in me? Never be afraid to quit a job. And let me tell you, I got skin in the game, all right? I'm on the other side of the world. What would happen one day if I ever decided that, hey, look, you know, the path that I chose, I'm not happy with? It takes courage, it takes conviction to tell yourself that you made a mistake or that you're unhappy or that you need to make some changes. That takes courage. I understand that it's scary, but the old man would just stay quiet and just do it and just wait to die. You're not here just to wait to die. You're not here just to be a cog, okay? You're here to do great things. I'm here to do great things. You're capable of great things. And whatever those great things are is subjective. But the point is like, find it. At least have the courage to find it. At least try once in your life to do what's best for you, not everybody else, not what society thinks, not what your damn boyfriend or girlfriend, your mom and dad, your grandparents, your boss, what they think. Well, what do you think? Not letting the old man in means putting a middle finger up to this world saying that I'm going to live life by my own terms. I'm going to get up, do my own program. I'm going to achieve my dreams. I'm going to do whatever the F I want. And there's nothing any of you can do to stop me. And any of you who want to get in my way, come at me. Meet me at the park and let's fight it out. Life, I'm talking life. I'm not talking to a person. If there is a person, as you know, an HR person in a northern province, you know who I am. You're more than welcome to find me, and I would love to discuss in any way that you want. Why you send a little boy to do a man's job, punk? Don't let the old man in. Don't take shit from anybody. Don't take shit from jobs. Don't take shit from your relationships. Don't take shit from your parents. Now, don't get me wrong. Parents give wisdom. Respect your parents. But you're not controlled by them, okay? Relationships. Remember, if you can't stand up for yourself, if you don't love yourself, then how do you expect somebody to love you? If you're just a doormat getting walked on, then all you are is just, yeah. And that goes for you too, ladies. That goes for you too. If you can't stand up for yourself, if you have some man just walking over you, disrespecting you and all that, like, it's probably not going to turn out too good. But the old man is time. The old man is death. The old man is giving up. It's a metaphor, an analogy, this is say it is the boogeyman. It's the Baba Yaga that you should be. It's the John Wick of life. When you let that old man in, it's pretty much saying that I give up. I give up. That is what the old man is. So I hope this video helps you understand what the old man is and what you should do. If you see that old man coming, if you see John Wick coming, the only thing you can do is run. Trust me, you're not going to beat John Wick. You're not going to beat the old man. You run from it. And if you do have to fight him, I don't know. Go for his knees. Try for a leg sweep. Hope that he doesn't have a pencil. John Wick once killed 3 men with a pencil. A pencil? How does he do that? Alright, that's all I got. See you. Thanks.